Good morning, and welcome to the 5.5 Legs Virtual Cigar Lounge here at Coast Cigar at 3418 Bienville Boulevard in beautiful Ocean Springs, Mississippi. I am joined by my co-host, Mort, he just waved, Bones in the middle, and myself, Maverick, welcoming you to the show. Well, it's going to be a warm day, guys. 90-something.
You know, I heard the old weather dude spouting off today. He said 90 degrees in September feels different than 90 degrees in July.
Oh, yeah.
I can believe that.
And I think a lot of it has to do with humidity and all that mess.
Yes, I can believe that.
But we also know in the back of our minds that next month, 90 degrees is going to be kind of a thing in the
joy.
Past. Thing in the past.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Today we're smoking the Undercrown 10.
Yes.
Which I've had before.
Oh, absolutely.
Numerous times. It is definitely one of my favorite cigars.
Great. I'm
Absolutely.
glad you're enjoying it.
Good pick.
And this is something that I don't normally go to.
And I'm surprised that you haven't, because it's not a cigar that should be out of your range.
It's not overpowering.
And I picked it. I picked our cigars for today.
Yep.
I have had it before because you know who gave me it? Morty Facts.
Mm.
And he gave me the longer version. He gave me the Churchill.
You got a Churchill.
Yeah.
That's a commitment for a smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to do my best to enjoy this.
I really enjoy most of the Undercrown line. There's a couple of them that just aren't my go-to.
Right, more or less the Connecticut.
But it doesn't have anything to do with it being a bad cigar. It's just not my thing.
The Connecticut's not that bad. The Flying Pig is just a waste because it's
2 miles.
for the price.
I think it's overpriced.
For the price you pay compared to getting a Toro.
Yeah.
It's just a gimmick. It's a little short little thing, and it's not any shorter to smoke because it's fatter.
Right.
Just,
I think what makes them more popular is the fact that they're scarce. They don't make them
limited.
365.
Right.
They limit the amount of production, and people are like, I got to have it.
Yes.
If there's only 1,000 boxes, I got to have one of the 1,000.
And they make a very appealing label.
I can't disagree with you on that.
With
like
the
powerful.
with the gold ribbon and
The G string on the top is
very good. Yes.
Is
yeah, they really
appealing.
put a lot into it.
Yeah.
Well, folks, in the background, you might hear the not local news, but
It's national news.
National news. They supposedly caught Charlie Kirk's murderer, assassin, whatever you want to call him.
We'll just call him an assassin.
Yes.
22 years old from Utah, turned in by his own family, which is tough. I know it's a tough decision on the family, but you got to do what's right.
So my take on that would be if the kid went to the family's home and the family did nothing, they could be arrested and convicted of
harboring a fugitive.
Correct. So that is a like Bone said, what a tough decision as a parent to have to say, I'm turning in my kid for what he did. Consequences for the action.
Yeah.
Right?
Very much so.
You kill somebody.
If you're a parent, you sometimes have to have tough love with your kids.
Yes. And the severity of that.
This is probably the most severe form of tough love. Because his father may not have realized it at the time, but it's slowly going to trickle into their psyche that my son's probably going to be executed for the action that he took.
Yes.
Because the governor of Utah has already said we believe in the death penalty.
Yes.
So to go by what you just said, two families now will be impacted by this one decision that was made.
Yeah, from this young man.
Dude, he impacted the whole nation. There's some people that are taking this pretty hard.
I'm not saying that I'm taking it hard. I'm taking it to heart.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because I found nothing worth taking a person's life for that Charlie Kirk had done.
Yeah.
If those that are saying negative things about him, and I'm sorry to take the podium from you, but I've done I've been following Charlie Kirk for years. The people that are trashing him, that are talking bad about him, that are spouting off the buzzwords that the mainstream media is talking about, they haven't watched a single hour of his debates.
Yes.
They've watched 30-second snippets out of an hour and a half
and made a decision.
Well, that's how they formulate their opinion.
That's how they roll.
On that 30-second snippet where they've taken it out of context, or they've married it with another snippet to make this guy look like I don't like black people.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that one out.
Yeah, sure.
Bigotry is one of them that they said that misogyny, all kinds of things about this kid. And I say kid because at 31 years old,
He's a kid.
He's still a kid.
Yeah, in our age,
18 years old.
Yeah.
He started turning.
Yeah.
Because he realized that college campuses are not teaching, or they're not educating, they're indoctrinating.
Yes.
And I told you, my sister says the same thing. She's a professor, and she got tired of it because these guys are putting their own agenda on the kids, which is usually the liberal side, and then they're going. But my nephew, he's seen Charlie Kirk live, and he's just like, it was amazing. He said it was just. One kid said earlier, it's not it's not the fact that he was saying certain things. It's the fact that these kids were understanding certain things. They were understanding him and where he was coming from, and they didn't like them switching from, they changing their ideology, because they're kids too. They're very impressionable.
So doesn't that, I mean, we're definitely older than the crowd that Charlie Kirk
times 2 or 3
talked to.
Yeah.
Well, we watch them.
We do. I like the fact that he knew his stuff. He used facts and figures to back his discussions.
Yes.
It wasn't feelings.
Right.
In feelings, look, again, go back and watch some of his debates, and you'll see that the people that go in, they're angry at him by their feelings.
Yes.
Not by facts.
You can see by the way they approach the microphone and start off.
I'm angry because I feel like you're attacking me.
And he uses no notes. He did everything from up here. Very smart.
Absolutely.
Very smart kid.
Well, we had a friend who's a friend of the shop who casually sometimes volunteers here. He had to leave his home after he heard the news and come down here and vent with the folks here.
Right.
Because he was very upset because he's 64 and he follows them too. So he was kind of devastated also about the news.
So another facet of this whole event is there's a group of people that are very upset that the vice president and his wife and family went to Utah and used Air Force 2 to bring Charlie Kirk home to Arizona. So they were talking about a waste of government funds. It's illegal for them to do this. Fact is, it's not illegal for them to do that. It is a privilege that the vice president and the president have with their aircraft to decide what to do, in a situation like this. The vice president and Charlie Kirk's families were very close. They were good friends. And this, my colleagues, is a person. Let's just take the vice president out of the equation. This is a person that went to help his friend's family.
Yes.
And you got to remember too,
And I'm outraged by the fact that there's people that's got balls enough to say this is not something that should have been happening.
But we both know, yeah, you're not supposed to use the plane for personal gain. I don't consider this personal gain. I consider that a national. You know what I'm saying? What's the difference in you using that than doing somebody that get killed in action and you're bringing them home? You do
Slightly different situation. Yeah. I agree with either side.
Here's the thing.
Either one of those, I agree.
Here's the thing, Mort. If it was allowed to be done, then there should be no further conversation about it, especially if it's allowed to be done. But, when you're going back to some of these things that were being said, and, one of my best friends, some of the things he's saying, I'm not going to have a phone conversation. I'm going to have a sit-down conversation about some of the things he said about the man.
He needs some serious help, dude.
That were out of line because, and you don't use this excuse for drinking or puffing, but, he went too far. He went way too far. Whether you like the man or not, you don't go too far.
But Mav,
and I don't like it.
You're a friend with somebody who is polar opposite of you politically.
Yes.
But that doesn't prevent you from being a friend with him.
Right.
You know where your boundaries are.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes yes. I'm sure that there are times when you or your friend, I'm not going to mention his name
right.
for sake of not embarrassing him. I'm sure there's times where both of you kind of cross that boundary a little bit.
Yes.
But you're still friends.
Yes.
And this is something that society today, and it's not necessarily our generation, but it's the generations after us. They have no ability to do this.
Right.
They feel like if we argue, we're enemies. Well, look, I've said it before. Bones has heard it. Bones has verified it. You've heard it. You've verified it. I've been married 45 years. My wife and I argue, not all the time, but we argue about things. That's just
the way it is.
That's the way it is.
Yes.
We fought like cats and dogs when we first got married because we were still trying to figure out where our place was.
We were figuring out us. Yes, but sure.
We are still married and we're still friends, even though we've disagreed on things.
Right.
Why can't we instill this in those generations that are coming up, that you can have open dialogue, you can talk about things. You may not agree, but if you listen to the other person's opinion, you might fucking learn something.
I think it's closed mind, a very closed mind, and they have the horse blinders on per se, and they don't see anything further.
Well,
it's their way or no way.
Agreed. We have raised a generation to listen to retort. Yes. Listen to argue, not listen to understand.
But not all kids.
I'm not generalizing
like that.
Right.
As we know, your kids are not. Mine are not. They voice their opinion. They say how they feel, and the story. We have discussions in here all the time, and there's absolutely not one person in here that I don't think I can sit down and have a discussion with and say, "No, you're not my friend anymore."
But there are topics that you do not discuss because you know that it could offend somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just
certain
call
things,
that.
Yeah.
It's basic. It's just called respect.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But we should all be able to sit down and have a talk about whatever, religion, politics. I know they always say don't talk about religion, politics. We're all old enough to know we can sit down and have a conversation. Oh, is that the way you feel? Okay.
I think to a point.
That's fine. I'm not trying to turn you. I'm just trying to understand what you're thinking. That's
right,
all.
Right.
I'm not going to hold it against you. Why would I hold it against you? That's your belief. I'm Catholic. You're Protestant. I'm not holding that against you. Don't hold it against me because that's the way I was.
But think about what 70 years ago.
Well,
that was a polarizing event. To the point where when I go home to my hometown in Ohio, my grandfather is buried in the Protestant side of a cemetery. His brother is buried in another part of the cemetery because his brother was Catholic.
Right. Yes.
Okay, I can buy that.
since we're a little tiny bit off the subject, Irish is Protestant, and then there's the Catholic Irish that they've been fighting for 200 years.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're in the same country.
They're cousins. They may even be brothers and sisters. We don't know, but they're at least they're cousins because there's a fine line dividing North and South Ireland.
Yeah, ain't that wild? That's pretty wild.
And I joke all the time about Ireland because my family comes from Southern Ireland, which is the Protestant side.
Right, mine's the Irish Catholic side.
Yeah, so
if that happened over here,
I laugh about it because Northern Ireland is still under the UK.
Yeah.
In Southern Ireland, where you and your friend went, and
Dublin,
they're not beholden to the crown, as I say.
Yes. Isn't that wild? Well, it's wild.
If you guys,
but anyway, we didn't get a chance to say our prayers or with the Kirk family and his children, and they got to grow up without a dad. But we're gonna have.
I understand she was pregnant.
We don't know if that's hearsay or not. But,
saying
God bless her.
They were set to make a big
support
announcement.
system she's going to have. But you know what? In a couple of weeks to a couple of months, the flowers stop, the food stops, and she goes on with her life. Hi, Michael. And you got to go on like I had to, and people do, and when you have a loss of life, and it's very sad.
You don't stop caring, but you have to move on.
But I don't think that she will feel like she's alone.
Oh, absolutely. No. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. So, I had all my friends and backup family from afar.
Yeah.
You definitely won't feel that, but I'm saying, the house, And
from experience, I as well, because we've suffered loss. Bones has suffered loss too. We know that the suffering is it's the grieving that we do that are left here on earth, right?
Yes.
But we as friends realize when we're coming up to that time that when that event occurred, we know we're Matt, you okay?
Yeah.
We want to make sure that you're okay around that time frame. Yeah. Because we grieve along with you. That's what friends do.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't have the same immense grief as you have.
Yeah, you had the stories when he did this, or like we were going with my brother Joe, some of the things about football. You say Vegas is calling. That stuff.
Fix is in.
We laugh about that and stuff like that. We still do. We laugh about that, but it's when the anniversaries come up, she'll know that, and it's a crazy thing.
We can't forget either.
Yeah.
This happened the day before 9/11.
It did.
Yeah, and that's big too.
And we lost a lot of people that day too.
3,000.
Not that we didn't meaning it, but it was still all over the news. But I think it got overshadowed a little bit by something that was more important and more recent.
Which also overshadowed the previous event was that poor little Ukrainian.
Man. I can't watch that.
That was terrible.
I tell you, I've told you guys, and some of you out here have heard it as well. I made the mistake of going on to X.
I watched it.
And that video came out that showed the event occur. And it hurt me to the core. This poor little girl, you want to talk about apathy. There were 4 people around her that did absolutely nothing to help her. She died on a dirty floor on a train.
There's somebody that started
alone
a GoFundMe account for the guy that did it, because he's going to need help. He's 14 times. I can't say convicted felon. He was arrested on felonies and let go. I assume maybe by the same judge because it's the same location.
The last judge is a different story, but yes.
For the most part, he was let go, arrested 14 times, let go 14 times.
And some of those were violent crimes that he was.
Yes. It just. Well, he has mental problems. Okay, he has mental problems. If we have a mental problem, you both know my son. He lives in Australia. I found out about Charlie Kirk by getting a message from him. He says, "Dad, what the fuck is going on?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And then he says, "Look at X." I'm like, "Holy shit!" He's just like, they need to. This is a very bold statement, and people like some people might agree with this or not. But he said they need to bring back mental institutions, mental hospitals. We have to help these people, but we have to house them somewhere. Now, a lot
I
of you
kinda
remember
think
back
you're
in the
right
day,
about that.
Geraldo Rivera, he went into these mental institutions and did. It was bad things back then. But
I
we
know,
have
there
to
was-
do it.
There was one big place
Oh,
in
yeah.
my hometown.
It has to.
Byberry.
It has to help. It has to happen. It's just more. It's like more prisons is what it's going to end up being.
But don't you think, and this is not a statement, it's a question. Don't you think that we use mental health too much as an excuse?
Yes, I'm going to agree with you.
That-
That is.
And the reason I say that is because here's the actual statement that comes out of that. Sometimes we're just dealing with a fucking asshole.
Yes.
That's what it comes down to. It doesn't have anything to do with mental health.
No.
This guy's just a fucking asshole.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
And so at that point, you have to say, we don't need to house this guy anymore.
Right.
We just need to make a speedy trial,
And
give him his Fourth Amendment rights.
Yeah.
He gets a trial, make it speedy, because I guarantee you, especially in the case of the little Ukrainian girl,
Yeah.
that's on video.
I know.
They show the guy stabbing her.
There's
There's
no
no disputing the fact that
yeah.
he's the one that did that.
There shouldn't even be a trial on something like that. It's cut and dry.
So,
But cameras could be forged. I mean, they could be. People are going to say they
problem
can
with the
fake
trial
video.
is the only thing the defense has is I'm trying to get him off on a technicality.
Yeah. Well,
It's
they're
not
trying
the
to-
fact that he's innocent or not guilty.
You know what? They're going to try to get him on. He was off his meds and he went crazy. And then again, he goes to some facility that does house him for 10 years. And then he has the ability to get out because he was on his meds for 10 years. And he showed progress. And then he's out in 10 years.
And then he stops
Somebody
taking his
like
meds
that-
again.
Somebody like that should never get out.
They should
brutally-
never have freedom
Yeah,
again.
he brutally murdered him.
Yes.
Well, let me. This is going back to Charlie. There was two things for me. That night when they had that meeting in Congress, it was that was very unprofessional, uncalled for. That never should have happened. I think we all know what went on.
Mm-hmm.
Not a smart thing. Some companies getting rid of people for saying certain things.
Yeah,
Are they rushing judgment? No, it's in black and white. They posted it on their Facebook pages. They posted this. They're in people of charge, in positions that shouldn't be. Again, if I'm a CEO of a company, I got to watch what I say publicly.
The Speaker of the House.
What my is, and she was trying to control it, but
The Speaker of the
That's
House
uncalled
did
for.
not get the chamber in order.
I know.
they were
He
trying.
was going boom, boom, over and over, and the left, and it was mainly a lady, but I don't know who the female.
They didn't call the
Yeah,
people out there.
They didn't call them out, and he couldn't get it in control. And he was asking for a moment of silence for him, and they wouldn't do it. Now,
Well, they wanted a prayer.
I
They
don't
wanted
know
a
if it's
prayer.
sanctioned. I don't know what if it was. What you could do about it? Probably nothing. But it was disgraceful.
I think it's time to bring fines. When you act out of place in the chamber,
Yeah.
I think it's time to bring back fines on the representatives.
Absolutely.
And I don't
Can that
care
be
what
done?
side of the aisle.
Oh, no.
Not at all. If you're disruptive in the chamber,
Yeah.
the speaker should just point at them and say, "See the treasurer on your way out."
Yeah. $5,000 fine.
You don't think you have enough money to live in DC now?
Keep this shit.
And not that they're going to fine them a lot.
But
But-
yeah, I understand. But that was human being. What I mean, all they have to do is they don't have to pray. They don't have to do that. They just have to hold their hands together, and that's it.
So, Bones, I'm gonna take your conversation a little bit further because I have friends, and I consider them friends, not just casual friends. I've known several for years that are appalled that people are being fired for making a statement that freedom of speech should prevail. And
I can see the
and
argument.
okay, yes, there is an argument for that, but here's the thing that I'm taking from you. You have that right.
You ain't getting my virginity.
Yeah.
No, it's too late.
Yeah.
You have that right of freedom of speech.
Yes.
Correct.
But I've always said, and it's been from the time I was a teenager till present, along with freedom comes responsibility.
Yes.
And if you're not responsible enough to use your freedoms in a manner that is respectful to others, then you should temporarily lose that freedom.
It's a morality. It's a common sense issue. You just don't
Look,
freedom of speech. He had freedom of speech, and somebody killed him for it.
Martin Luther King had freedom of speech,
Uncalled for.
and he was assassanated for the same thing, for speaking his.
when
firearm
you say, I'm glad.
Hey, Patty.
Hey, Pat, how you doing? She's in Avalon on vacation.
All right.
When you say I'm glad that he was killed, that's not good.
No.
You can't. I mean, that's very, very horrible. That's a horrible statement. I don't think that's a good freedom of speech saying something like that.
Mm-hmm.
When you say ugly things that are very, very hurtful, I guess it is freedom of speech. But I mean, some of these people that are getting fired from their companies, they're just not saying things that are even keel with freedom of speech. They're going way overboard, and their company doesn't like that type of person.
They're abusing their right.
Yes, they're not doing the right thing.
And we work for the government. I've worked for a private company as well, and I can assure you that if I went into that company when I was working there and told the HR manager or told one of the partners, I think you're a sorry piece of shit, I would have probably been looked at and said, bye-bye. I think you're going to be working somewhere else next week.
Yes.
Well, you know, as a civilian, when we work for the government, especially in the military, you're not allowed to protest in uniform.
There's a code of conduct.
Okay, I work for the government. I work whatever. You're held to.
There's a code of conduct.
Yeah, I don't want to say a higher standard.
Yeah, but there is.
But there's a standard.
Yeah, you make that decision. If you're going to openly do that, then be prepared for the consequences.
Absolutely.
Go back. Go off. The Phillies fan that took the ball or went and got the ball, and I think the dad did the right thing. He said,
you know what? I'm not even going to fight
basically, in his back of his mind, he's saying, listen, bitch,
it's not worth it.
I'm not going to fight you. Here, take the ball. You want it that freaking bad.
It's not worth it.
Yeah,
Look
at
all the shit she's going through now.
Yeah. 4 people I talked to, their Phillies fans up Philly, said I wouldn't have gave him the ball. You know why? Because it is in the stands, and it's not because, say it was a guy who did that. We're doing it because it's a lady. Say it was a guy who was doing that. We would say, you dude,
yeah,
this is one-on-one. You want the ball, take it from me.
Right.
But you know,
see, here's the thing: when that hits the stands, it's whoever gets it. It's fair game. He did that because she was a lady. If that was a guy, he would have never gave it to him. Never.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
I have to disagree to a point where I want to give it up, but I got a psycho lady over here, and I got my wife and kids. What's more important to me, my wife and kids, than the fucking baseball?
Right.
He did the right thing. Well, regardless of it was a guy or a girl, I think he did the right thing. And he didn't do it because he wanted his kid to get a swag bag and a bat. And
he had no idea about that.
He just.
I'm just saying what my 4 friends say. I'm not giving it to him.
I think
whatever way it went, it would have been all right.
I think what was funny about the whole thing was his reaction when she touched his shoulder. He went, ugh.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know whether that was a defensive move or just, you know, some chick touched me.
He never should have done that.
She shouldn't have touched him, but you know, if it would have been, to go with what Nav was saying, if it would have been a guy that came up and grabbed his shoulder,
I would have popped.
He probably would have got popped in the face.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Would have been one-on-one. Let's go. Let's get it on.
So we've had some crazy things happen in the last week, man.
Yeah, man. From weird stuff to crazy to that murder, that assassination. Yeah, some weird stuff.
But I know it's a lot of things, but sports.
We got sports.
We got a little sports. We got week 2.
Yeah.
Week 2, Giants taking down the Cowboys. I hope Mikey Silver's heard that in the background.
Did you hear that, Mike?
Yeah, we got to stick on.
What do you think? You got to stick on that, Mike?
Yeah,
All right, what's the score going to be, Mike? What do you think? Give me a score.
28-9.
Wow.
28-9.
Yeah, you're not even getting any.
Wow.
I
got my Florida Gators off the sad stuff. On to the sports real fast. I got Gators are playing at 7:30 at Saturday night. Or playing
LSU.
You got
Number 3 in the nation.
You got some hurt players.
Yeah,
You got some
I don't
players
think
that
if our
aren't-
players were even hurt, it's a bad game.
I don't know. In LSU, you're playing.
In LSU at Saturday night. I'm going to support them. I'm not thrilled, but I'm going to have my jersey on and my hat.
Here's the thing about being an elite team. If you want to be the best, you have to play the best.
Absolutely.
And if you get beat, then you should learn something from that defeat.
Right.
Coach Woody Hayes said, nothing cleanses the soul more than a good ass whipping on the field.
Yeah.
And as a coach, as a player, we've seen time and time again where teams they've gotten beat, not necessarily gotten their ass whipped, but they've gotten beat. And then the following or subsequent weeks, they can't be stopped.
Yeah.
Absolutely cannot be stopped. So we've seen that happen. And we know that sometimes that is the catalyst that's necessary
To get
to
them
bring
going.
out the best.
Yes.
Well, when you're playing,
the Gators had a great second half of the season last year.
Yes.
And they got a bowl game and they won that.
They were expected to be pretty high in the ratings this
Yeah.
year too.
Yeah, and then we got a very, very hard schedule.
Yep.
But you get what you get. You know what I mean? That's the picks.
It's not like Florida sat down and said, we want these games.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The
And I'm supporting my team. You know what I mean? I hope they win some, and we'll see. You never know, though. You never know.
Who do you got this week?
We've got the Ohio Bobcats, which is a state mandated. You have to play somebody inside the state.
Okay. Will they even score?
Will they let?
Yeah.
Will we let them score, or will they let us score?
No, will they
Whatever.
score at all?
Will they score at
Not
all?
that you're going to let them. Will they?
Will they score? Will it be 55-10?
Probably similar to that.
Okay, that's what I think.
I don't see them. They're a close enough team where getting shut out is.
Well, in
probably
pros,
not a
I call it the
possibility.
give me the touchdowns. Me and Bones know talk about
Yeah,
that.
we
At the
do.
end of the game, they give you that 7
Well,
points.
defenses wore out, and they just like, whatever.
Not that they so much give them. That's what we call
It's just
it.
not going to matter.
You got second, third string in.
Yeah, your defense is tired. They've been out there playing hard. We're going to take it easy on them. We can be soft coverage.
Yeah.
I mean, we both did it. The Buckeyes did it last weekend. We had our second string in from end of the second
Well, now
quarter
we'll go
to the
on
rest
to
of
the
the second,
pros.
third string.
You won last week. Your pro team.
Bengals, yeah.
Yeah.
Saints didn't.
Oh, well, that's
But
how that goes, doesn't it?
It's,
Either or.
it's been that way for the last 3 years.
Right.
But you know something? This week they had the 49ers at home. Purdy's down and out. I wouldn't totally count. The chances are good they're probably going to beat the Saints, but there is a slam chance the Saints can pull it out. Playing at home against a hurt team. Their number one tight end's out.
And they didn't do bad last
You
week.
know, they're out. Starting quarterback, starting tight end out.
Okay, man.
And we've seen it happen. Okay, Appalachian State beats Michigan.
Yeah.
Woo. The underdog wants to beat that top tier team
Absolutely.
bad, and they'll do whatever they got to do to win.
Absolutely.
And the Eagles have Kansas City
I'm going back
Where?
in
Kansas
Arrowhead.
City. I'm going back and forth on that one.
I am too.
You know, I've got to say that Philly is probably on the upswing as far as their play. And as far as their star players on the Kansas City side, I think they're on their downslide.
Yes, I have to.
So it's a 50-50 toss-up.
Yeah.
But as we all know, home field advantage is good for at least a field goal or a touchdown,
Yes,
depending on how good a team
I
is.
agree with you.
That's why I'm debating on whether I'm starting Kelsey at tight end against the Phillies. Because in fantasy football, you got your tight end. Kelsey says he's going against a red, which is bad for him. A green means it's good for him. They give up a lot of points at tight ends, blah, 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 whatever. And he's high red, like 28, 29, Phillies defense.
Just the way that he played last week.
I don't think I'm probably going to sit him and play Strange from Carolina because I think just as good a chance. I think
Probably a better chance.
now
Because he's going to be distracted
Right.
by some female up in the stands.
he's planning a wedding, which
know.
we're all going to. We've been invited.
Yay.
Yeah,
I'm not.
no,
What's
I'm
that?
not going either, man.
What are
We
we
probably did Taylor Swift.
Matt,
Well, the cigar, very good.
Why?
High rating. I enjoyed it. I'll definitely smoke it again. It wasn't too heavy for me. Burn was good. Everything's coming out smooth. I like it.
Yeah.
So high rating.
good.
It's a very,
Bones?
very good cigar. I
You've
like
taken
it,
it down pretty deep.
and I'm getting out of the habit.
Yeah,
I'll
the
go,
habit is doing
I'll
it.
go a little bit further, then I'm just getting rid of it because this. But I mean, I got that pipe to put it in. We bought at the
Yeah, you
that I
did.
bought the PCA, which I haven't used yet, and I should pay $55 for it.
Yeah, you better use it.
But
rating?
I'm smoking it with the Jamaican Me Crazy coffee,
Okay.
which we're out of creamer.
You got another big thing in the locker.
Oh, yeah, I did put one up there, didn't I? Shit, I forgot all about that. Anyway, I'm giving this at least a 9, 5, 10. I just think it's that good of a cigar. Remember when we first got these? We went to an event at another shop, and you had to buy so many cigars. For every 5 cigars you bought of this brand, you got the right to buy one of these.
Right. I remember that.
So I bought a box of the Papa Fritas, not realizing they came like 500. No, it was like
I
an
know what
astronomical, like
I know what
400
you're
to a
saying.
box. I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit! No, I'm not buying that many. Give me 5 of those 10s. And it was just like, oh, these are good, man. At 9.5, 10 with the coffee. 9 overall.
Good.
9.5. Hold on a second. Friend of the shop right there, Justin. Yesterday was his birthday.
Birthday.
Oh,
Yeah.
happy
He's
birthday.
40 years old.
40 years old.
How'd that,
My man.
how'd that surprise party go over, man? Yeah, your friend came in and said, hey, I got a friend that's got a birthday party,
Yeah.
surprise birthday party tonight. What do I get
It's
him?
tomorrow, Bones. It's not today.
Oh, no, it was last week. It
Way
was
to
before.
go,
I know it was.
My birthday was yesterday.
Yeah, I know. And he said you were having it 4 days before. So it's happened the weekend before. That's what he said. So not, you can try all you want. You're not getting me like you got me on the truck.
Yeah, summer came in too.
But anyway, he said, well, what do I get him? I was like, well, he likes the League of Nines. We only got 3 left. Yeah, give me 3 of those and 1 of those. I said, you're a good friend, man. $100 worth of cigars, dude.
Yeah, I got some good.
All right, let's talk what you got on
All right, so Bones has already hit the fact that we went out of our way to get this cigar when it first came out.
right?
When it first came out, I was like, maybe I hope it's just not overhyped. This cigar is, in my opinion, the flagship of the league of the undercrowns.
Right.
This defines what undercrown should be.
I have to agree with you on that.
Not ligas, but undercrown.
Right.
Yes.
This is the top of the undercrown
Family.
family for sure. Near perfect. Nothing's ever perfect. So I'll never give somebody a 10 because
Overall.
it's just it's possible to have a perfect cigar at one time,
Yeah.
but your next one's probably not going to be
Right.
perfect. 9.85,
Okay.
I think is fair. I'd like to give it more, but I don't want to I just don't want to overdo it.
Okay.
This is a cigar that if you're a cigar smoker, you got to smoke it.
Okay.
At least a couple of times. This is one to
You gotta
have in
try
the
it.
humidor.
Right,
For sure.
absolutely.
for sure. So
Let that if that aged a year or two, man, you'd be going
Oh,
crazy.
I mean,
so very good cigar, very good choice. I've already over caffeinated as I normally do because I wake up super early in the morning.
I got
Yes.
up early again this morning.
So again, without coffee, even with coffee, I think this would have been a good cigar to smoke with a cup of coffee.
Okay.
You remember when this is probably a couple of years now, and we all support the BNMs, especially when we hang out at one a lot. But there was just a deal that we could not pass on Cigar Page, I think it was, or something. It was like buy a box of the Underground, get a box free. So we were like, what? So I think we both bought like 2 boxes, got 4 boxes, had them in my humidor for. I don't have that many left. That I just like them. Not my favorite, but
This is a worthy cigar to have in your humidor,
Okay.
for sure.
We
And-
done.
I got one last question.
One last thing.
Why would she vacation in New Jersey?
Because she's in Avalon, which is beautiful. Sea Isle, which is beautiful. Because there's a couple of places in
Is that by
South
the
Jersey.
water?
That's beautiful. Oh yeah.
Is that Avalon's by the water?
Oh yeah. For the 5.5 Legs Virtual Cigar Lounge,
I
we're
have
going
to
to
give
bid
it
you a
that.
happy weekend and a safe one. And from the 3 of us, God bless the Kirk family.
Be safe.
Be safe out there and have a great weekend.